So the featured prelim bout for tomorrow, UFC 249, after such a long layoff, it's pretty exciting, and it's a rematch between Anthony Pettis, ranked number 15, against Donald Cerrone, ranked number 6. Pettis has a 22-10 record. Cerrone, the veteran, has 36-14 and won no contest. Something that stands out to me is that Anthony Pettis has a high knockout TKO 50% ratio, with the Donald having a 47% submission ratio. Another thing that stands out to me in this bout is that Donald Cerrone has an outstanding 73% takedown defense, and they have equal 46% significant strikes. And Pettis has a 54% takedown accuracy. These guys are legends in the sport. They've been around for a very long time. Notable wins: Anthony Pettis he was the champion at Strikeforce, I believe. He beat Benson Anderson with that famous Showtime kick. He knocked out Wonder Boy round 2, pretty interesting, as he was losing against Wonder Boy arguably, and caught him at the end of that fight, the end of that second round, I believe. Yeah, he caught him at the end of that round. He triangle armbar Michael Chiesa in the submission. He submitted Charles Oliveira. He beat Gilbert Melendez Henderson twice. He stopped Cerrone with a kick to the body, and he did go to the distance with Stephens with a split decision. That's Jeremy Stevens. Donald Cerrone has a lot of notable wins that you should also take account for, such as Raging Now. He was pissing him up the whole fight. His recent fights have been really interesting. I know that last fight against Conor, I did predict, if you go back to my video, I do predict Cowboy losing against Conor. And Conor just starts him. He's just a better athlete at this point in Donald Cerrone's career. And he also did beat, man, like all these guys that he's beat, like these guys are pretty much at the end of their careers, as so is Anthony Pettis. So this rematch is interesting to see if Cerrone could actually take this fight back, get this one back. He knocked out Matt Brown with that vicious knockout, head kick knockout. Rick Story, Patrick Cote, Oliveira. He submitted Oliveira when Oliveira is a beast on the ground, with his jiu-jitsu. He beat Jim Miller, who's also a jiu-jitsu expert. And who did he lose to? Like I said, Conor. Justin Gaethje knocked him out. I knew he was going to get knocked out, but I did not predict the first round, as Justin Gaethje will do as well later that night. He lost against Tony Ferguson, doctor stoppage. Leon Edwards, boring. Till got knocked out. Lawler, Masvidal got stopped. Diaz. So as I'm reading this all to you, these notable wins, notable losses from both fighters, I've noticed that Pettis loses to people like Eddie Alvarez, RDA, Clay Guida, Barboza, Max, Dustin Poirier, Ferguson, Nate Diaz, and all these guys are fighters that bring it to you. These guys go forward, and if these guys don't go forward, they're pretty technical, such as RDA. Max brings that pressure. Barboza has them kicks. Dustin, he's not that much of a pressure fighter, but he's a good boxer. But he does bring it to you. Ferguson brought it to both of these guys. So in this case, in both of these guys' career, sad to say they're near the end. Donald Cerrone, I just think he's there just to fight. I don't really think he cares too much about the win. Obviously, he does want to win, but he could care less about it now. I mean, he is ranked number 6. Anthony Pettis is number 15. He's had good wins in the past before losing against Conor and Justin and Tony. He had a good run against Perry. He got that armbar. But I think Anthony Pettis is kind of bouncing back. He got finished in his last fight with some guy, David, that's not really that big of a name yet. He got submitted. So I think Pettis is going to come back stronger. He's going to beat Cerrone. I think this fight's going to go to the distance. I don't see a stoppage in this fight. But if there is a stoppage, Cerrone's definitely the one getting stopped. So my final prediction will have to be Anthony Pettis decision.